Hello everyone. Let's see what is React. React is an open source JavaScript library developed by Facebook and it is released in 2013. So it is widely used for creating dynamic and interactive user interface. So it is to allowing developers to build reusable UI components, and it is mainly for component based development. It makes your code modular and easier to manage. So why we use React means component based architecture. React encourages breaking down the user interface into a smaller reusable codes. So it is a component based architecture and virtual DOM. React uses a virtual representation of the DOM to efficiently determine what has changed and update only those parts of the real DOM. This results in faster approach. So we use the virtual DOM and then declarative syntax. It allows you to declare what the user interface should look like. So it takes care of keeping everything in a sync. And then cross-platform development. React's core concept extend the mobile app development with React Native. So these are why we use React. And then how does React work? React applications are built using components. So each component is a self-contained unit of code, like structure, behavior, and styling. Structure means written in a HTML, that is a JavaScript XML, and then behavior written in JavaScript. Styling means written in a CSS. So React uses a JavaScript XML, that means a syntax that allows the HTML like code to written directly in your JavaScript. So HTML code within the JavaScript is called JavaScript XML. And then React's virtual DOM compares the current state of UI with its previous state, efficiently determining which parts of the UI need to update. So this process is called a reconciliation. Reconciliation. So it ensures your app remains fast. This is how the React does work. So core React features are state and prompts. State is used to manage the dynamic data that can change within a component. Props are the short for a property. They are used to pass data from one component to another. It is called a props. React hooks. Modern React relies heavily on hooks. So it is a hooks like use state, use effect, and use context allows the developers to manage state and lifecycle methods in functional components. So use state. What does use state means? It is used to create a static variable and a function that allows you to update it. Why using it means state management was only possible in class components in previous days. But with use state, you can easily manage state within functional components. For example, you are using a use state of, for example, you are initializing use state of 0, initializes the count variable with the starting value of 0. Set count is a function that updates the value of the count variable. We are updating it using the function. So each time you click the button, it increments the count by 1. So this is the counter component example using use state. And then what is use effect means? Use effect is used to handle the side effects in the functional components like data fetching, subscriptions, or timers. So so why we use it means before use React, we have to manage side effects using lifecycle methods in class components like component did mount or component did update. So use effect combine these methods into one simple hook for functional components. So use effect runs after the component renders. Once after the component renders, use effect runs. So empty dependency array ensures the effect runs only once. The use effect runs only once just after the initial render. So this is a empty dependency array denotes. This cleanup function clears the timer when the component is unmounted, preventing the memory leaks. So what does use effect means? This hook is used to access context values directly without needing to manually pass the props through every level of your component tree. It's why we use mean it simplifies sharing data between components without needing to pass the props down manually. So especially in deeply nested components. For example, create context creates the context with the default value light. So use context of this is the theme context example. So use context of theme context allows the theme button component to access the current theme value directly from the context. So the theme context dot provider is used to provide the theme value to the components inside it. So the main purpose of it is we need not to manually pass the props down to the each component. We can use it. So use context provides a way to consume context values which are created with react.createContext. So using the use context, we can fix this. So use state is used to manage local state in a functional components, and then use effect is to handle side effects like data fetching, timers, or subscription. Use context is used to access the context values and avoid the prompt drilling. So these are the main difference of use state, use effect, and use context.